Are you struggling to make sales online? It could be because you're trying to sell your product or service in the wrong place. In this video, we're going to dive into the importance of understanding sales environments and how it can make or break your sales. Did you know that the price of your product or service should determine where it should be sold? That's right. If you're trying to sell a high-ticket item on a landing page or a sales page, you're unlikely to make any sales. Why? Because people need to trust you before they're willing to part with large amounts of money. But don't worry, we'll show you 5 different sales environments and which ones are best for your product or service's price range. Trust me, understanding sales environments is crucial to increasing sales in your business. So sit back, relax, and let's dive in. One of the biggest problems that I see when people are trying to sell their products or services online is that they're trying to sell them in the wrong place. In this video, I'm going to break down for you the importance of knowing the sales environment. That is where your product or service should be sold. I'm going to explain the different sales environments and which ones you should be using based on your product or service's price. This way, you know exactly which environment to move your prospective clients in to make a sale. Understanding sales environments is crucial because if you get this wrong, you're going to scratch your head and wonder why you're not making any sales. There are 5 main sales environments when it comes to selling your products or services: online, on a webinar, on the phone, at an event, one-to-many, or one-to-one in person. And you need to understand the right sales environment for the product or service that you sell. And this all comes down to price. Price is the determining factor of where your product should be sold. Let me give you an example. If I've got a service that costs £2,000 and a product that costs £2,000, a really bad environment to sell that would be on a landing page, a sales page. It's very unlikely, if not impossible, to get someone to make a buying decision by reading copy, potentially watching a video on a sales page for £2,000. To understand why, we've got to break down buying psychology. The number one reason why someone wouldn't buy a product, no matter how much it costs or where you're selling it, is because they do not trust you. They do not believe that it's going to work. So if you're selling something for £2,000, there is only so much convincing a sales page can do for you. Also, here's one thing to remember when selling anything. In buying psychology, at the back of someone's brain, all that they're thinking about is this person going to steal my money? Is this person legit? Am I going to put my card information into this website and then all of my money from my bank account is going to disappear? Now, these are very subconscious, irrational fears, but you have to be empathetic to the fact as a marketer and understand that they are there. I look at it in people's minds as a scale. When they're making a buying decision, they are weighing up the risk of it not working against the amount of money that we are being asked to part with. So again, using my example of £2,000, in their brain, all of these fears are going on. Is this person going to steal my money? Is this a scam? All this stuff is happening. And when they weigh up £2,000, in this case, they make a no buying decision because £2,000 is too risky to lose if all of those fears are real. If, on the other hand, we're selling something for just £5, £5 is small in their minds and they don't really care about it at all. If you are going to scam me or steal the money, it's worth a punt. And they look at it that way. Even if it does half of what it says on the tin, it's okay because the worst case scenario, I'm losing a £5. That is the conversation people are having in their brain when they're making a buying decision. Please understand that. And what we can do to overcome this, well, we can move them into different sales environments. For example, if I'm selling something for £2,000, a great sales environment for this would be the phone. Because now that person can actually speak to a human being. They can hear their voice, ask questions, have their objections handled in a conversation with an actual person. Trust is built, objections are overcome, and fears are laid to rest because they are actually speaking with a person. Does that make sense? Good. Okay, so here is my guidance on price points and what you should be selling in what environment. First of all, anything from £0 to £250 you can sell off the page. Someone can land on a page, make a buying decision if it's under £250. This is what we've found. Because again, taking away that upfront cost, they're more likely to say, well, you know what? It's only £100. If it doesn't work, that's fine. It's only £100. We have seen conversions on a sales page drop significantly because again, now using £500 as an example, we are now in the realm of, okay, you know, this is actually quite a big chunk of money from what I've got in disposable income. So I'm not willing to risk the fact that this might not work. So the best environment for this price point of between £250 and £500 is to sell your product or service on a webinar. A webinar is great because, well, first of all, it can be automated. So I wouldn't recommend ever having someone in your business selling something for £200 on the phone. I believe that's a waste of time. I believe their time should be spent selling more high ticket services, you know, more expensive products or upselling your existing customers. So a webinar is a fantastic place and a fantastic sales environment to sell from £250 to £500. When we get over £500, you know, £500 plus £1,000 plus, I've seen people sell for £1,000 or £2,000 on a webinar before, but they are very skilled at it and they have mastered the craft. More importantly, they have spent, in a lot of cases, hundreds of thousands of pounds to get that good on webinar. So I never recommend to my clients to sell something for more than £500 on a webinar unless they have a lot of experience and they're very good at selling on a webinar. Also, £500 to £1,000 plus, the environment needs to change again from a webinar, because in a virtual webinar environment, although it's great and you can show them slides, you can build a case for why they should buy it, they're still not actually talking or seeing an actual human behind this screen. So in their mind, the fears are still there. What if it's a scam? What if this technology that they're running and this webinar is all a lie? All that stuff is going on in their mind. So for someone to make a significant buying decision of thousands of pounds, we need to change the environment again. We now need to take that person to a phone call, for example, or an in-person one-to-many or one-to-one, because it all boils down to trust. How much time you have with that person one-on-one, and to actually convince them that it's legit, that it's going to work for them, that it's going to solve their problem. So it becomes a question of, okay, how can we build trust with this person? I have a service that's £1,000, great. Then you should not be selling that anywhere other than the phone, in person or at an event. Most people don't want to be doing it one-to-one, in person, or at an event, one-to-many. But the phone is always at our disposal. So now the question becomes, okay, how do I get more people on the phone? Forget everything else. This should be your number one objective. If it was a webinar, then it's the objective is, how do I get more people on the webinar? If it was a landing page, how do I get more traffic? So what we have to do now is think of strategic ways to get people on the phone. Sales funnels are a great way for this. We can capture a lead and then make them an offer to jump on the phone. We have to come up with a reason why they would jump on the phone. People are not just going to book a call to speak with your business or company about the services that you offer because they want to buy them. Well, I mean, a small percentage are, but not the majority of them. So we've got to create a value proposition for the call itself. Why would somebody jump on a call? What could we offer a value on a call to make them want to jump on a call other than just hearing about our services? We'll tell them, we are going to tell them about our services, but even if that's not the case and they don't actually want them, at least they leave with something of value and you've actually solved a problem that can help them in some way. Sales environments are very, very important. So to recap, £0 to £250 can be sold off of the page. £250 to £500, a webinar is the best environment. Over £500, £1,000 plus, the environment needs to change again to be the phone in person or at an event. Sales environments are so important to understand because I see so many people out there in business trying to make their offers and their sales in the wrong environment and then scratching their head wondering why they're not making any sales. It's because they're not being empathetic to the fact that everyone out there is wondering, is this going to work for me? What if it doesn't work for me? What if this is a lie? What if these guys aren't real? What if it's a scam? What we do is we like to think that that's not going on in their heads, so we ignore it, which means we can't do anything to solve it. It's there, it's happening. We have to come to terms with the fact and overcome it by moving people into a different sales environment. If you do this, you will immediately start seeing more sales and increase in your business. And that's it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me a comment with any questions you've got below about sales environments. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified every single time we upload new content. We upload 2 new digital marketing training videos every single week. I really hope you enjoyed this one. My name is Matt Wilson. I'll see you in the next one.